Welcome to Ephemeraphiles by Tomi and to week 3 of the hashtag J&C Fall 22. This is a collaboration that is hosted by Cara Brandon Creations and DearJulieJulie. You can find them both on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also join this collaboration at any time. It's not too late. And simply look in their Etsy shops, which will be linked, for the 5 pages, and it's a group of 5 pages from each of them that will go together, and we mesh those 2 pages together to create something beautiful. Again, that is hashtag J&C Fall 22. It is running through the 19th. Oh, that's my husband's birthday. Okay, I don't know why. I've never noticed that. And so far, I have completed week 1 and week 2. So now we are on to week 3. And here is what we have to work with. Here is the sheet from Julie, and it has a Kino card with some lace. I think I did find out that's a Kino card. I'm not positive now that I say it. We have this piece here, which, like I said when I was doing the flip through, just reminds me of a chocolate fudge iced brownie, where you've got the peaks and the cracks, and it's just, I don't know what it really is, but that's what it makes me think of. We have a background that looks like an end page from an old book that has a lace doily and a little applique and this little mushroom tea card. We have a green stamp. This little bitty collage that has a little girl and it looks like some bunnies on it. I don't know, it's really, really tiny. My eyes aren't that good. We have 2 flinch cards, one with mushrooms and one with squirrels. Yes. And then here we have what looks like an outdoor scene. We have an owl on a branch and we have some mushrooms. This looks like it's probably from a botany book or some type of botanical drawing. And then with Cara, we have this collage page. And it has squirrels and bears and rabbits and deer and owls and elk and moose. And then different trees. This looks like a magnolia, some oak, some maple, some ferns here, and a couple of, oh, this is cool. This is one of those little tea cards, and it's got, do you know a toadstool from a mushroom? I'm going to have to read that. And then we have some people in here that I think are dressed in fall fashion. We even have a Scotsman here with his kilt and his tam and all of the bagpipes and all the different things. And we've got the eggs and some plaids. So there's a whole lot to look at on this page and a whole lot to work with. So let's see what happens with these. Well, I forgot to turn on the camera again. So let me explain what I have done so far. Here are all of the pieces, and I have cut them apart, and I still cannot tell what is in this picture very well, except for the little girl and I think the rabbits. But that's not going to stop me from using it. So the first thing that I did was decide that I think I'm going to make a trifold, but I think I'm going to make it a flip-flop trifold. And if you follow DearJulieJulie, then you'll know what a flip-flop is. So I tried to find a natural place to fold. Let's see, it was on this side. Tried to find a natural place to fold that ran alongside a couple of things, okay? And that determined my first fold. My second fold was just made by where that one landed, and it actually worked well too, because I didn't chop anybody in half. And all of the pictures still make sense. So I folded that, and then I grabbed another of DearJulieJulie's botanical backgrounds. I love these, and you know, it's nothing more than going out, and she went and she found leaves and flowers. These are Marguerite daisies. I'm pretty sure those might be dandelions. I'm not sure. There might be some oak leaves in there. Not sure about that either. They look like they could all just be plants out of her backyard. And you're like, well, why would I pay for something like that? Well, you're paying for the artist's eye. You're also paying for the fact that she had the idea. She did the work of gathering. She did the work of arranging. She took the photography. She did the editing and the combining with other photos and putting it together into a kit, and then doing the the listing and all of the computer work that goes with putting it up for sale. And that is a lot of work. So you may think, oh, it's just some plants and flowers. Anybody can do that. Yeah, but not everybody does, and Julie has a fabulous eye for arranging. So I really appreciate this background. I love it. And I think you would too. I can see me using it in all kinds of things. So I lined that up on here. Little rabbit trail there, but I've got a rabbit, so I've got a reason, right? And then I just followed the folds from the first page. And that is the basis for my trifold. I then took the Kino card with the lace on it, and I wrapped it around this to get my first fold here, because that first fold is going to be the same size as your folded center part. Then I added, let's see, these are each a quarter. Is that right? Yes. So I added a 1/4 of an inch. I just moved down a 1/4 of an inch from that first fold that fit perfectly and added that, and then folded it, because you're going to need that extra room after you get the stuff inside of the trifold. Then I went, and this didn't quite reach around after I did that, but this is the perfect size to cover that space. And I have inked all around this card, and I've inked around this one. And that's when I realized I didn't have the camera on. So here we go. I am going to go ahead and glue this on one side, but I'm going to wait until the entire thing is finished before I glue the other side, because I want to be able to slide this on and off. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this as soon as I get my glue. My glue is over here. I already had it. Oh, maybe I'm not awake yet this morning. I don't know. All right, so I'm just going to set this to the side for the time being. All right, and so this part, I am wanting to put a tag in the middle here at some point. So I'm going to show you a quick little trick that I do. I'm going to use my big bite to punch 2 holes here to make a slot so that I can put a card in there at a later date. You can come in from the side with a hole punch and do the same thing, and then just cover up your hole over here with something. If nothing else, get the hole out of your hole punch and glue it in there, and you can barely tell that it was even gone. All right, so right now I have the big one coming down, and I want to have the 1/8 inch instead. I probably had better measure so that I've got my line straight too. So let's see, here's my ruler. And this is a 6.5 inch page. And I realize this is on the back side of the page, but I still want to use my disappearing ink pen. And this end is air and water soluble ink. This is just water soluble. Usually it is used for sewing. I use it a lot more on paper than I do sewing. All right, so do I want it halfway down? Yes, I think I want to go halfway down. So that's going to be 3 1/4, which is right here. And here. So I want to go in about 1/4 of an inch. So I will just make a dot right here at 1/4 of an inch in, and right here at 1/4 of an inch in. So I just align that and punch through, and align it on this side and punch through. It's a great big tool to make 2 little holes, but it works. So now I am going to take my ruler and I'm going to just line it up with the bottom edges of the holes. And with a craft knife, I'm going to carefully just connect the 2 punches. So I've got that one. Didn't quite line that up, so I'm going to have to go over it again. It was a little off on this end. It wasn't at the bottom of the hole. There, now it is. Now we'll go to the tops of the holes, and this time I'll try to do it right. There's that one, there's that one. Ooh, okay, well, you'll get to see how to fix that here in just a second. Okay, so this will come out, and all right, and this is how you fix it. One of the many ways you can fix a mistake, because there are actually, just like there's no crying in baseball, there are no mistakes in journaling. So I'm just going to cut that line because I do have a line to follow. And I can make this the top, I think. Nope, that has to be the bottom because of the way this is. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. So since that has to be the bottom, I'm just going to have to put something across the front of here. Maybe one of my pieces here would be a good thing to put up there, or to put on there. Or I can take one of my scraps from over here. Yes, that'll work. And then I'll just glue this across. I'll cut off the white ends here, and I will ink. I hadn't planned to put a belly band in here, but it looks like I'm going to put a belly band in here. And I think that that'll be okay. I think it will be just fine. All right, and I think I'm going to just ink that top one real quick. Covering up the bottom one so I don't have to worry about inking it. And I don't call inking distressing. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like distressing. Distressing is making a mistake like that. That's distressing. Okay, so I need to see where that's going to be glued down. And I know it's right about here. And so I am going to just, in general, just make a smush, because you will at some point see through that hole. Yes, we're getting there. I realize it's very slow going, but we're getting there. Okay, the next thing I am going to do is glue this top section with my glue stick, and then I'm going to glue that down, and then we'll put the Band-Aid piece on the cut. I do want to make sure that I don't get over into this part on either side. So what I'll probably do is glue next to the hole right there, and up, and then fold it so that I can get glue all the way to the edge without getting glue on the part I don't want glued. And I'll do the same on the other side. Just like that. And make sure that I've got my right sides up, and it's going to grab quick. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything aligned. Yep, that's all good. That's all good. All right, now we can glue the Band-Aid on. Do I want it to go this way? Or do I want it to go this way? I think I like this little design here going down. And I want to make sure that I don't get too much glue. So what I'm going to do is get a little piece of washi tape, little tiny piece of washi tape. Which actually I could have done this too. But now I'm liking the belly band part. I'm going to take a piece of washi tape. And this will also help the glue that I put on the belly band from going through the cut to the paper behind and rendering it a useless pocket. And that just kind of blends into the background. So even if the belly band doesn't completely cover the washi tape, it won't be that noticeable. All right, so I need to once again measure where my folds are on the sides. So I want to center this on that part, which makes it a little short on this side. Do I maybe just want to do that? I can do that because that kind of echoes that leaf right there. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so I want to put glue here. Whoops, wrong way. Were you yelling at me to do it the right way? There we go. Everything is still working correctly, so that's good. Except for I got extra glue right there because I stuck that down in the wrong place. Okay. So now comes the flip-flop part. And for this, ooh, I can make another. I can have a second belly band right there. Okay, that works. There we go. Okay, something's not lining up. I don't know what it is. We'll just make it line up. We'll just do that. It'll be fine. And that flip-flop may end up just, or that flip-flop, that belly band may end up just disappearing. I think it's going to, because it's just not working the way I wanted it to. Nope, there we go. I don't know what happened, but it went. All right, so we've got that. Now I need some writing papers to make my flip-flops with. And a while back, I got this for 99 cents at Goodwill. And it is the perfect paper for making flip-flops. because this is not quite on center. This line here, when you fold it in half, you can see that it's not quite there, but that's the perfect width for flip-flops. And so I use this a lot. I don't think it mattered when using it as a steno pad, but it's helpful for me to do it this way, because I'll fold it in half first and then I'll put my ruler on the green line. And there we have our folds for our flip-flop. And so I think I want 2 in each end. So I'll need to do that real quick. All right, so in order to make a flip-flop, you've already made those folds on your page, and you can look at it like this, and you have that 1/4 of an inch that's flat on at you. If I do this, you might be able to see it. See the shadow right there is that 1/4 of an inch. You're just going to put glue there. Now I need to cut these down to size because they are too tall. So this is 6 1/2, so I need to cut all these down at 6 1/2. Yep. Okay, so I am going to take the folded one, and when it's folded in half, I want that 1/4 of an inch to be facing this page so I can glue it on it. Okay, and then when I do the next page, I'll want it to face that page. So now that's folded in half, and I'm going to fold this on this side, or glue that on that side, I should say. And I'm just going to repeat that on this side. I will have to put something on this because it's just this printed on a different weight paper, and I don't know why, but it did. And that's this side as well. This one's a little heavier, so I may just stamp or stencil on it, but I need to do something about this piece and this piece for right now. So not that, I won't use that. We'll use that. So here is some of that coffee dyed paper that I used previously. I've already used all the leafy parts that were on it. Now it's just lacy parts, but that goes with this pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and back that with this paper. Glue this on real quick. I will do the same on this end. Okay, so what do we have left? Got these guys. And I still need to make a tag. While I'm figuring out how to do that, I am going to go ahead and ink these edges. Okay, and as I was inking, realized I hadn't glued the bottom of this pocket together yet, so I need to do that. Alright, so I have this paper that has the hashtag that this doesn't work. Do not use an ampersand in your hashtag. It doesn't work. I'm thinking maybe I could use this. I could just cut off this part right here, and that would be a really good tag to go in there. Let's see, do I need to back it? Maybe. I think I'll back it on this paper real quick, just to give it a little extra strength. I don't want it to be too thick because it's already going to be a fairly fat flip-flop. I don't know if this is a folio or not, but it's going to be a flip-flop something. I may do some stamping on the back of this as well. Since I have all that white space, I could do light stamping so it could still be written over. But I will do that at a later date. I wonder if one of my layaway tags will fit in that spot too. It does. Just barely. I need to shave a side off. Oh look, that just happens to be the same background as that belly band and the band-aid. How fun. Okay, so I need to I'm just going to go ahead and see how that looks so far. I have a peekaboo bear. That's funny. Okay. All right, so I need to add these puppies in there in different places. So let's see. We've got an owl there. I could put an owl here. A little large. We're going with the owl. And I'll put something behind him. I'm probably going to tear this corner off so that I'm not covering up the squirrel overly much. And there is week 3. This is a belly band, or let's see, I don't know what to call it right now, but it slides off and you have this trifold flip-flop folio, I don't know. But when you open it up, you can open it up all the way, or you can open up just a little bit. You've got room to journal. And these are my flip-flops. I need to add a little more ink right there, I think. Or maybe a washi. I might put a washi there. And there, and there. That's the first flip-flop. And then this one also flip-flops. And I've got space for a little tag or a journaling card. Let me see, will one of these fit? I don't know. Yeah. These are the cards that I made from the business cards. Let's see, I don't think I want that one though. Let's go with, I think he goes better, don't you? And, okay, I can't stop. Let's see. I've got all these washies. I'm going to cover up that white strip that I didn't quite get when I edited. I can do that, but covering up the, I don't know, maybe I can do it with ink. Yeah, I can do it with ink. I may come back and add some washi to that anyway, just because the thought of it now intrigues me. We'll go ahead and stick him in there. So I like that. And then it opens all the way up, and I have another belly band. Do I want another one of these cards? Do I have one that fits the motif? No. Not really. I don't know. I've got a green stamp on the front. That might tie that in. So let's do this real quick. That works right there. And then right here, I have a pocket that has this layaway tag, and then this tag that goes in just fine. And that, whoops, I want to close it this way, this is my make for oh my goodness, what is, ooh-wee. All right. With that one's too busy. That's what my problem was. I want the bear to be peeking over the front. There we go. And this is washi tape that I've added. And I think this turned out very, very cute. Very cute. And so that makes week 3. So be sure to go ahead and check out the hop. The next person in the rotation will be linked in my description box below. And then you can just keep clicking the links and see all the wonderful makes and creations. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.